Yes, guys. Welcome back to another stream. It is the Friday show, the Tone Show. Sorry, Tone. I renamed the show there by accident. It's the Friday show. I apologize.
Yeah, I've been dropped, mate.
You've been dropped, mate. You have been dropped. Martin is going to be joining us in a few moments. He's just setting up, so bear with us while he logs on. Yeah, a lot to discuss, and as beyond belief has put in the chat, facts, bro. I've been saying for a long time before this all dropped, someone was leaving this summer, man. Someone was leaving that no one thought it would be. I had a feeling, I've been saying it for months and months and months, that someone would leave this club that no one expected. I didn't expect it to be Ederson, lads. I can't lie. I didn't think it was going to be him. But yeah, man, it's to be honest with you, it's looking like he could be off, and he's been obviously offered a big chunk of money from Saudi Arabia, life-changing amounts of money. I know he's already on mad amount of money right now, but you know what the Saudis are offering is super generational wealth. It's grim, obviously. It's a lot of money, and especially in today's day and age, it's not particularly nice to see all this money being just thrown around. But it is what it is, and if he takes the deal, listen, I know there's a few people that are out there saying he should, he's being greedy or whatever. Listen, if I was on 90k a week, if someone offered me, Tone, 3, 4, 500 grand a week tax free, even if I'm on 90, I'm probably going to do it, even if it's just for a few years. So I understand why he would want to go, but we can discuss Ederson and that. We'll have a little chat about that, but then we have to move on to the real conversation. And the real conversation is, what's the plan? Because we can sit here all day and talk about whether this Ederson deal is going to happen, whether he's a snake, which is definitely not, whether he's right for accepting the money, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about the fee. That is important that we get for him. But ultimately, it's irrelevant to the whole conversation. The main talking point that we need to discuss is, what do we do next going forward? Is it going to be Ortega as the number one? Do we think that's the right choice? Or do we buy a new number one and keep Ortega as a number two? So, guys, loads to discuss. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. And with that said, Tone, what's been your reaction to this news, bro? That it's looking bad at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, Ederson's one of my favourite players. Anyone who knows me knows he's one of my favourites. I love him. Used to stick up for him. Excuse me. I remember he got hammered after we drew with Forest in the treble season. You know, the 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Wood, I think, scored near the end. That was actually Laporte's fault, that goal. But Ederson got just an unbelievable amount of shit, and I spent about 2 or 3 hours defending him on various things. I love him. I think he's integral to the way we play. He's as important, and I'm being serious, he's as important as Rodri. He's as important as any outfield player for City and the way we play. And the people that are not so keen and down on him are going to get an almighty reality check if he indeed goes. Yeah, so my initial reaction, if he goes, I'll be absolutely gutted. Nothing's formalised yet, so he's not gone yet. There's been no agreement with the club, so we'll see what that goes. And I'm also waiting for someone, no disrespect meant to the people that are reporting it, but perhaps someone more reliable and a bit closer to the club. If Jack Gorm comes out, for example, and said, "Oh, Ederson's off," Ederson is off.
Yeah. No, that I completely agree with that. But there's no doubt this story has legs. I mean, at the end of the day, right, he's still not signed a new contract. Yep. I definitely feel that Ederson felt a little bit shitty towards the end of the season. The Ortega love, well, I get the Ortega love. I was doing it as well. Like, he deserved it. But then, like, if you actually put yourself in the shoes of Ederson, he's probably thinking to himself, hang on a minute here, guys. Ortega's come in and made one save, right, which was a big save. Yeah. And we wouldn't have won the league if we'd not made that save. Yeah. And you're all loving on him and that. And then obviously when it was the trophy lift, Ortega got a bigger cheer and applause than Ederson because obviously of recency bias. He's probably sitting there. On top of that, he's on his wage that he's currently on is not fair compared to other goalkeepers around the world. Like the fact that he's not even in like the top 12, top 13 highest paid goalkeepers in the world is ridiculous. And I think you do have to look towards the likes of Tiki towards that and say, well, why did you not address this soon? Why have you let him be on a wage which opens him up to potentially looking at, because we've all been in that situation, by the way. I know it's different. People say, oh, well, he's on 90 grand a week, so what are you chatting about? If you want to have that boring conversation, then we can. But we've all been in that situation where we're at work, right, in an office or whatever, and you're doing loads of work. You're there fucking grafting your balls out a day in, day out, 9 to 5, maybe staying later. And the boss turns up at 10 a.m. with a coffee, with a bacon sandwich. He eats it. He goes home at 4. He's probably on double the amount of money, and you're thinking, what the fuck's going on here? We've all been in that situation. We all know how he feels. Yes, it's different because the guy's still on the 90 grand a week, you know what I mean, compared to the office worker, right? But it's still the same thing goes around in the head. So for me, you probably have to look at putting yourself in Ederson's shoes, and he's probably looked at it in two positions of going, I don't really feel like I'm getting the respect I deserve, especially last season. And as well, he's massively underpaid compared to his peers in the current market.
Yeah. Excuse me, so I've got a bit of a tickly throat. Yeah, he had a bit of a sulk. I think Martin said something about him having a bit of something in training around the Fulham game, the Fulham away game. Grealish had something around that game as well, didn't he? I think, but clearly it was a bad week. But he had a bit of a sulk, a bit of a paddy. The stuff around, was it Instagram or whatever it is he uses, and the Spurs.
Have you seen when he tweeted? I find it very interesting, by the way, on the timings of his Instagram posts. It seems, just to me, right? I'm not on Instagram 24/7, but it seems to me that whenever a bit of news comes out on Twitter about Ederson potentially leaving, 30 minutes later, he puts up an Instagram post of him on holiday and shit, which I still don't really understand. I thought it was at Copa America. But yeah, it's like very, very interesting timing there. But sorry, man, go on.
No, sorry. So he kicked off against Spurs. He's quite a volatile. Well, he's very chilled out, but he obviously has those moments, as he does on the pitch, where he just loses his shit and just goes, sod this, I'm just going to do something nuts and come running out the goal. And that's probably part of his personality, where he's quite chilled, but everyone has their breaking point. And in his head, maybe he's had a bit of that breaking point towards the end of the season. For whatever reason, we may not know all the ins and outs. But I was thinking the other day that a part of it will be that he's on 90 grand. Now, obviously, there'll be people say 90 grand, well, the nurses get paid so on and so on. Look, I'm all for that reasoning, right? But in the terms of the goalkeeping world in football, that is low paid for what is essentially one of the best keepers on the planet. He should be on at least 200. Neuer's on, 380, 360?
Yeah.
He should really be touching 300 at least, because he is absolutely integral. So he could be 3-4 times his pay. So that would piss anyone off if you were in a job, excuse me, and you knew that other people in your work were earning 3-4 times what you were for essentially doing the same job but as good as you, if you see what I mean. So I completely get why he's frustrated if City haven't formally approached him and said, look, you're on 90, you deserve more than this, mate, let's talk. If that's not happened formally and to the value that he wants, he's quite right to have a sulk, in my view.
Oh no, absolutely. And listen, that's how the world works, man. You know what I mean? You're not happy in your job with your wage. Well, go speak to your boss about it. You know what I mean? That's the whole situation. And you know, realistically, what should happen in life is your this doesn't happen because we live in a fucked up world. But what should happen is that your boss and your managers and people that have the authority to make that decision should go, oh, Tone, you know what? You're doing a really good job. You know what I mean? You're exceeding in all your goals, all that stuff. We've looked at your wage. We actually think that you're slightly, you need a raise, basically, and then they give you a raise. Unfortunately, we don't live in a world like that, guys. You know what I mean? Like, not to get all like political and deep and shit, but that's not what happens. You know what I mean? You sit there and you have to go begging. Now, again, I know it's different, man, because Ederson's like not on like some minimum wage shit. He's on 90 grand a week, 100 grand a week. But the same principles apply. It's just scaled up to a bigger situation. And I do think that, you know, we have let ourselves get into this situation, really, because if we would have gone back to him maybe last year and signed him up to a new deal, then we would have been chill. So anyway, we have to deal with what it is. I want to come on to sort of the next question on the Ederson talk before we move on to what we should do after Ederson, and that's on what should the price be that Manchester City sell. Before we do, I'm going to show you some of the tweets that have been coming out on this, so some of you guys might not have Twitter or whatever. Big up to Darcy, by the way, with a 10. Sending next season with Ortega as our number 1 is just asking for problems. No more transfers coming in unless someone like KDB leaves. No keeper is coming in either. Big up and congrats on the house, LB. Yeah, big up, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, listen, we're going to discuss that in a second. I have my concerns, as you know, and we'll discuss that after the price talk. But big up for the donation and thanks for the congrats on the house. MCFC with the super chat says Theo Hernandez to Manchester City, Musiala to City. We ain't signing a left back, bro. The day we sign a left back, 24-hour stream, Bombazzo situation. Yeah, that's what's happening the day we sign a left back. So until that day, it's not happening. Musiala to City, I've not seen too many links, but I'd love that to happen. I think that's more a KDB replacement, and I think that'll probably be next summer. So I'd love Musiala, but I don't think we're going to be getting him this year. He's still not signed a contract at Bayern, though. Sorry?
No, I was going to say unless KDB goes this summer, which
I don't see that because I know we got some. I know we got some news. I know we got some news last night or whatever in the last couple of days. What is Martin doing there?
I'm doing anything now.
I know we got some news in the last couple of days that like he's potentially agreed terms with Saudi Arabia. I'm not being funny here, but like 2 days ago, he literally come out and said like he's chilling, he's staying at City. So I don't believe that personally. I think Ederson is probably going. If I'm being honest with you, I think he's probably going right now. But Kevin De Bruyne literally come out like 3 days ago and said he's not going to go Saudi Arabia right now. So for him then just to go Saudi Arabia, I find that unlikely. So yeah, I think Musiala is more for next year. And this club doesn't sign left backs, so we ain't signing Theo Hernandez. As much as I'd like us to sign one, I don't think that's going to happen. Right, let me show you some of these tweets, right, and then we'll get on to the price situation. So here we go. Let me bring this up on screen. So this came out 2 days ago. Al Nassr have reached an agreement on personal terms with Ederson, according to this guy, and negotiations will now open with Manchester City. City are still waiting from an opening bid for Ederson from Al Nassr or any other Saudi Pro League club. So apparently, there's been no official bid made yet for Ederson, which is interesting. City are likely to ask in excess of 30 mil for Ederson and in no rush to part ways with the player. When I seen this tweet, I laughed.
Yeah,
because I know this is going to happen, right? If we sell Ederson, I'm pretty certain that we're going to sell him at a ridiculous price. And by the way, all these people saying, yeah, but LB's 30 years old, so you're not going to get he's a goalkeeper. Look at Neuer's playing until he's 38, man. A 30-year-old, yeah, for a goalkeeper is like 26, 27, yeah, for a normal outfield player. That's true, isn't it? You disagree with that? No, you don't disagree. That's factual information, right? So if we get 30 mil for this guy, this is the one thing that's going to stress me out. This is the one thing that's going to stress me out about this deal is that if we sell him and buy a new number 1, yeah, we're probably going to downgrade on Ederson because I think Ederson's like an elite level goalkeeper, and anyone that we buy is just naturally not going to be as good as him, in my opinion. And we're gonna pay more for the goalkeeper that we buy. We sell Ederson for anything less than honestly 60, 55 mil. I'll be kind of 55 mil. Then I don't know what's going on, man. And this thing of, oh yeah, but he's 30 LB. He's a goalkeeper. He can play for another 8 years. It's nonsense. He's got, what, 2 years left on his contract? Am I right in saying, Tone?
He's got 2 years left, yeah.
So it's not like we're in a bad situation with his contract. It's not ideal, but all right, 50 max, minimum, 50 minimum. Anything less than 50, in my opinion, is just ridiculous.
I'd be throwing 100. I'd just say, sod it. Look, you want one of our best players. You paid a premium for him. Whether he's got bloody 1 year or 2 or 3 or 7 years, doesn't matter to me. I'd say he's here for 2 years and let's pay 100 mil. He's one of our best players, most key. If Ederson kicks off, then you maybe, look to get rid of a bit less. But he's not told City he wants to go yet. So until he starts saying City I want out, then I'm worried. But at the moment, I'm not. I'm still hopeful he'll stay. Yes, I know the huge sums, and maybe he will go. There's every chance he will. But City are aware of the Saudi interest, but they're not aware that he wants to go as yet, and that's been reported everywhere. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'd want 100. I'd just say 100 mil or disappear.
Martin, what are you saying?
Pardon? What? Well, and then it's already. I mean, Fabrizio did say it was all done. personal terms wise. Fabrizio
Yeah,
doesn't normally get it
but
wrong.
in terms of the fee, what should be the minimum? What should City say to the Saudi club and say if you don't, this is the number. If you don't
Saudi
pay,
clubs don't pay huge don't pay huge fees.
I'm aware of that, but
Never
that's
have
not
done.
our problem. We got to demand the price. So what would be the price?
No,
that you would
to me, I think it'll be around about 40 with add-ons. Because I don't think you're going to buy a number one goaler.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant,
What
isn't
we're
it?
doing, everyone's wanting a number one goalie back the other way. I don't think that's happening.
No, but that's irrelevant to the price. That doesn't matter about the price we get.
No, but people are saying his replacement will be that. You're not going to get his replacement.
Could I just ask what you said there, Martin? Sorry, Abby. Did Fab say he'd agreed personal terms? I've not seen that. I've probably missed it.
Said he'd agreed. He'd spoke to him and agreed all that. It was now up to City to go and do the fee. But City were waiting for Al Nassr to approach them on the fee. That's what City haven't heard of. City have heard nothing from the Saudi club.
Yeah, it is the highest fees ever paid in the Saudi league. So this is euros, by the way, FYI.
That's what I mean. Look at the net. Look at the numbers, the names. You're talking Neymar levels to get up there.
Yeah,
KDB, 100 million. Ederson, no.
But yeah, I know I agree on 100 mil. You ain't getting 100 mil for him as much as Tom is.
I don't think you're getting 80 mil for him.
No, but the point that I'm saying is like 60 mil pounds. That is reasonable, and they have paid them sort of monies before. It's not like it's completely out. Yes, it would have to be the second highest transfer in that league, but it's not like they've not got history of it. They paid 90 for Neymar. They paid 60 million euros for this Malcolm guy, 60 for Otavio. So it's not like we're saying like a.
Yeah, I mean, what 60 million euros is about 55, 53.
And I think that is the bare minimum that we should be selling him for, Martin.
I mean, no, they may get that way. They may do it. Like I said, the rumour, what I got reported was they would be happy with 40 with add-ons. Now, the add-ons might be up to the 50 then.
I'm not being funny here, but what add-ons are you going to send to Saudi Pro League?
Well, everyone does that, don't they? We've just done that with everyone. We do that with everyone, add-ons and release clauses.
No. You do it in Europe, man. But what are you going to do in? Am I missing something here? What add-ons are you going to have in the Saudi Pro League? Like they're not in Champions League. Like no, I'm being deadly serious. Like what add-ons you have? He's already a Brazilian international, so you can't. Go like,
he's not. That's part of the issue. He's not playing for Brazil anymore.
Well, he's not going to play for Brazil going to Saudi, Martin.
It's a good point about add-ons and in the Saudi league. I mean, I guess if you win the league or whatever.
Well, usually add-ons are like, well, if he wins the Ballon d'Or, not going to do that at Saudi. If he makes 50 appearances at Brazil, well, he's not going to do that in Saudi. If he wins the Champions League, he can't do that in Saudi. I'm not being like facetious or like weird about it. I'm just genuinely saying that what add-ons can you possibly have in Saudi Arabia? Like, genuine question. I don't know.
Win the title. That's the only one I can think of, and then maybe you get extra money if they're part of
20 tweets out within a week. I don't know.
Nah, it seems sus, man. I don't want no add-ons. Yeah, add-ons are for young players for me. Yeah, if they go out, you're protecting yourself for future mintness. Yeah, of the player. The 19, you sell him. If he goes and does some mad stuff, you get the add-ons. You don't sell a 30-year-old man with add-ons for me. No. I want straight up hard cash, mate. Yeah, I want the cash money in the bank so we can go and spend it. Not that we probably will, but that's what we should be doing. And 50 mil, 55 mil, in my opinion, is the bare minimum that we should be asking for. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's only 30. Stop thinking that he's old.
Yeah.
Manuel Neuer's still playing now at the Euros at 38. Bare minimum, Ederson's got another 5 or 6 years. Absolute bare minimum. This is what I'm saying. Goalkeepers, a 30-year-old goalkeeper is like a 26-year-old outfield player. They go for longer. Why? They stand there. That's why. They're not running around. You know what I mean? Like Yaya Toure, when he lost his legs, he wasn't the guy, was he? Ederson, you know what I mean? Yes, he sprints off his line once or twice, but generally he's a ball-playing goalkeeper. So for me, 55 mil, 50 mil, absolute minimum. And if we sell him for anything less than that, then I just don't know what we're doing. We messed up with the Gundogan deal last year, completely screwed that one up. You undersold Mahrez massively. I know people didn't think so at the time, but I said it.
Because it was to the Saudi League. Again, they don't pay the money.
But that's not my problem, is it?
But there's nobody else, LB. Where do you sell it? This is my thing with Laporte. Nobody came for Laporte.
No.
Nobody's coming for Bernardo.
The difference is the difference is with Laporte is Laporte was always going to be sold cheap because we didn't play
and nobody
him.
in Europe wanted him cheap.
And we was never going to get a price because we didn't play him.
I mean, we can't. So
we
then
had
you've got to hold on to players, or you can't buy.
Or you say to Ederson, like you said to Bernardo Silva for the last 5 years, this is the price. Bring me the price, or you're not going. How come we can do that with Bernardo Silva? How come for the last 4 years we've said to Bernardo Silva, 80 million, 90 million, no, you're not going. Yet when it comes to Ederson, everyone's like, oh, well, Saudi, we don't pay a lot.
But it's at 50 million and we can't sell him.
Who? Yeah, who said
Bernardo.
Saudi?
Yeah, but I'm not bothered about that because I don't want to sell the guy.
No. My point is, it's this thing of just selling where we can. It is starting to become Saudi or nowhere. This is where we're at with a lot of.
Why can't we say to Ederson, no, Martin? Yeah, why can't we say to Ederson, you can leave, but this is the price?
I think they will, but I think City's price may be different to what the fans' price might be. What they're happy with.
But why? Hang on a minute. Yeah, but why as a fan? Why, as a fan, have I got higher expectations in terms of a transfer fee being received than the club, if that's true? Surely the club should have a bigger than me. Surely it should be the other way around. Because I'm not the one that's getting the money. I'm not the one running the business. I'm just saying, I genuinely believe that he's worth 55 mil. Why would the club, who need the money, yeah, because obviously it's a business at the end of the day, why would they say, oh, we're happy to sell him for 30 or 40 million? I just really just don't understand it.
It swings and roundabouts. Because remember, we're all over the moon with the Parma deal at 50 million quid. We were like, wow, Chelsea are paying that, silly boys. And now 12 months on, it looks like a bit of a bargain. So I suppose it swings and roundabouts. Nearly all of us were like, no way, Chelsea paying 50 million for Parma. We were all mad looking at that.
I keep seeing this narrative that Saudi clubs don't play money. Well, they pay 50 million for bloody Mitrovic. You know, he's all right, but Christ alive.
Yeah, it's fake news. I mean, look at it here.
No, they pay euros.
Yeah, but that's still 50 mil. I mean, it's 50. What is it?
But that's so 50 million euros is exactly what the price is.
Yeah,
30 million in Netherlands.
You want me to do the proper conversion? Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah,
so
52.6, what's that? 47,
55 million, 55 mil, which is what
over 5 mil.
It's 46
in the boardroom.
Martin. So Ruben Neves at 55 million euros, that's 46 million pound. So how is it unreasonable for me to sit here and say Ederson should be worth more than Ruben Neves? And Ruben Neves, they pay 46. I'm saying 50, 55 at a minimum. I am being honestly completely reasonable here. I'm not sitting here like Tone did and went 100 mil. I'm saying 55 in that 50 to 60 million pound region, pounds, which puts him just above Ruben Neves and Otavio. That is so reasonable. I'm not being unreasonable here. I'm being like genuinely fair. I'm not saying 80 mil.
Yeah, look, the price could lower. I suspect they'll want somewhere 50, 60 realistically. I know I said 100, but that's more because I'd just do it so hopefully they piss off. But Ederson, I think the moment he asks for a transfer, if he goes to City and says, I do not want to be here, move me on, then that price might look to drop because Pep doesn't want players around that aren't there. And then there'll be we'll offer 30, City want 50, it'll end up around 40. If he kicks
exactly,
off.
So we just debated 10 minutes, and we're going
to is that not a problem with that strategy then? Of well, if you don't want to be here, then we'll let you go. Because that to me is just like, well, we're just going to give players if they don't want to. Just turn up, lads. I'd
rather that and get some money. I tell you what, I'm getting annoyed at this freetransfer.com we do. I am sick to death of all our top boys going out on free transfers. We are, people call us a charity. People are, keep KDB for the year and let him walk out on free. No, he signs a contract, or for me, I'm selling him. None of it. I'm sick of this freebies.com. And then City have got a potential LFP by spending 400 million to replace them all.
So you would sell Kevin De Bruyne now?
No, what I'm saying is, where I'm at with it, get the 100 mil, and it has to be 100, or he signs a contract.
Right.
He's got 11 months left in his deal.
What about if he says, I don't want to sign a contract, but I also don't want to leave, I just want to do the last year? Then what do you do?
But then that's the tail wagging the dog. We're Manchester City, not KDB, sir. Sorry. No, I'm not. I said this. This is my whole point. For us to get a KDB replacement, you're looking at what, 150, 100, maybe 200 million with wages and add-ons and everything else, maybe a bit more. We can't just freebie out and we lay out 250 back the other way.
Yeah.
When do we become a business?
Yeah, the minute a player asks to go, the value will drop. There's nothing clubs can do about it, maybe, unless you have an unhappy player sat around kicking off, sulking, like, Cancelo. I keep saying, I know it's slightly different to Ederson. To be fair, Ederson hasn't asked to go as yet, by the way. But Cancelo is slightly different. But City are in a corner with him because he wants Barcelona. He only wants Barcelona. Barcelona are saying, well, we're not paying the fee. City are saying we want 30 mil. Now, I can tell you right now, City will not win that argument. City will definitely not win that. They will not get 30, and they probably won't even get 20 or 10. Yeah, he will end up back on loan at Barcelona, and they'll cover his wage. And that's where clubs have the problem, and City will have this problem.
Tony, it's exactly the same as United with Sancho.
Exactly.
And to a certain degree, it's the same with Phillips. Once it's evident to all clubs around Europe that the club doesn't want the player anymore, you've lost all negotiating power. Mm-hmm. You can't go to a club now. Say Juventus wanted Cancelo back, right? You can't say, right, 40 mil, lads, because they'll just say, what? No. And then what can City do?
That's what I'm saying. So we keep allowing the troublemakers or the not the first team squadders to walk out for free. Then we're allowing the actual first team to go for free. And then if we potentially fail PSR in 3 years, we'll all look back and go, have we done that? But they've not got an EDS line anymore.
This is what I said. Yeah, no, but Martin, this is what I just said to you a minute ago. Does that not then highlight a problem with our current strategy of it sounds nice. If you want to leave, we'll let you leave. But if you have that strategy, like you need to
get money. No, I'm fine with the strategy. Long as you get the money. Get the money.
No, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. That's what we did with that. We did that with Bernardo. That's the point that I'm making. So
nobody's come.
Good. Don't want Bernardo to leave.
So you're willing for him to go on free?
If he leaves in so he's got 2 more years left of his contract, right?
Yeah, he's got this season and the season after.
If he leaves in 2 years on a free transfer, I'd be happy with that. Because we've had him for 6 years.
How much would his replacement cost?
Well, you could argue that Savio is his replacement. You could argue that Oscar Bob by that time. In 2 years' time. The point that I'm making is if we let Bernardo go in 2 years on a free transfer, we've had him for 5-6 years where he didn't even want to be here. So for me, that giving him away for free in 2 years when he's 32 years old, that period of the 5 to 6 years and lose him on a free is better than accepting a fee 5 years ago for lower and getting someone who's not as
I would argue Bernardo doesn't want to be here. Maybe it's not. Maybe he wants to be elsewhere. And so, I think he does like being at City. He clearly likes, being in. Apparently likes being in Manchester. Loves Pep. Loves City. It's just maybe perhaps he'd rather be on the coast a bit more. But I get.
Just got to Whitby.
It's only an hour down the road.
Just go to Whitby, man. He'll enjoy himself.
That's fair point. But look, I see your point about Bernie and stuff. He probably will go on a free or heavily maybe reduced next year because no one's going to pay 50. But do you remember when Bernardo signed this deal a year or two ago, whenever it was, and everyone was like, 50? Bloody hell, someone's going to pay that tomorrow. And yet there's never been a single bid or formal interest in Bernardo, one of the best midfielders in Europe. It's absolutely crazy.
One of the problems is, though, everyone knows that he wants to go Benfica when he's 32 because he said that's his dream is to go back to Benfica when he's 32. So no one's going to pay 50 mil for him at 30 to have him for 2 years to then lose money because Benfica are not going to pay decent cash in 2 years. They never do. So, that's the problem that he's got into. And that's why it genuinely wouldn't surprise me now if he just stays until he's 32 and then he goes to Benfica after City and he just, because in his plan, he'd come to City for a few years, join another club for a few years, and then go to Benfica. He's just going to have to cut out that middle bit of joining the other club. But this is the whole point that I'm making. Yeah, with Bernardo, we've dug in and we've been like, you can go, but this is the price.
Yeah, we've had to lower that for 3 years running.
But he's still here.
Yeah, because nobody's affording him. That's the point Tone's
Is that
making.
not good though,
If
Martin?
no one's affording 50, but you want him 50 for Ederson.
Martin, you're missing the point though.
This is what we're saying.
You're missing the point though.
We're not disagreeing with the value. We're saying nobody's got the money.
Good. I don't. But this is the point. Good.
Then you'll fail PSR in 2 years when you've got to replace them all.
But you know, because you've not had to buy anyone. The point is,
we've not buying anyone.
We've not had to sell Bernardo Silva and get a worse player. Because if we would have had to sell Bernardo Silva, we would have got a worse player. If we lose Ederson, our goalkeeper next season will be worse. I'm just going to put it out there bluntly. Whether you like Ortega,
that's unfair.
What are you talking about? Unfair? How is that unfair? You're telling me that we're going to have a better
I don't think
next season.
Listen, we spent all last season saying there wasn't much between Ederson and Ortega, and now there's a drop.
Ederson, you think Ortega's a better goalkeeper than Ederson?
Yeah.
With his hands, yeah, not with his feet.
No.
He's a better goalie, but he's not a better
just as a question.
No, I love Ederson. I want him to stay.
Do you think Ortega is a better goalkeeper than Ederson? Just a straight yes or no?
Overall, no, but within some aspects, yes.
No, that's fine. So, but the answer to the question is, he's not as good as Ederson. That's just a fact. But people want to do this. People want to do this stuff of like, oh, we'll just build it up and say he's good. No. We need to just deal in facts. If we lose Ederson, our goalkeeper next year will not be as good as Ederson. Now, you're right.
Remember, by the way, I just didn't realise Ederson's only got a year left in his contract, hasn't
he?
2 years.
That says 2025 here.
What you on?
6.
Sport Track.
No, it's 2026.
Yes. Well, then 2 years, and I thought with add-ons, that's quite decent for him.
But what add-ons?
No, that's what I mean. You're not going to get 60 or 70 with a 2 year left when Bernardo's down at 50.
But they paid 47 whatever for Mitrovic, and he only had a year left or 2 years.
Yeah, but no, that's because there's certain teams will do that. Not all as well. We're talking about Al Nassr at the moment. They're a little bit. Some do run different because there's 7 of the teams that are PIF run.
Al Nassr spent 60 million euros on Otavio, the 3rd highest transfer in the Saudi Pro League history.
Yeah, they can pay up, man.
I'll tell you what. Well, do you want to tell it a little bit? What do you want to do?
I'm not doing no more bets, man. I keep losing all these bets.
I can't do it. No, I understand. It's my whole point is, I think because we are a sentimental fan base. We do it all the time. Aguero out for free, Fernandinho out for free, David out for free, KDB out for free. When do we make the money? When do we make the money in?
But okay, so I just
our sponsorships are getting dried up because of PSR and the Premier League.
But if you want to make money, that means you got to sell your best players, your better players. I don't want to sell my better players.
Then you're never going to improve your squad.
We've just won 3 trebles.
No, you're not getting my point. I don't mean now. Moving forward,
like a refresh, you mean?
Yeah. How would you ever refresh?
We're being told that our limit, our PSR, we're very healthy right now.
Yeah,
you said we've got hundreds of millions
to replace Walker. Right, let's go through it. Kyle Walker would need replacing. KDB need replacing. John Stones coming towards the end will need replacing. Bernardo will need replacing. He's only got 2 years. Ederson need replacing. I'm at over 400 million there. Yeah, our PSR ain't stretching that far.
You don't do that every single. You don't do that every summer.
But we're going to need to do that in the next 18 months. This was the debate we had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but you cram everything at one transfer window. We're going to have 2 to 3 transfer windows to replace those players. I think next year we need a right back and a Kevin De Bruyne replacement.
Yeah. But the Kevin De Bruyne replacement is going to be over 200 million.
That's if we get well, Musiala, by the way, by that point will be down to what, 1 year left on his deal if he's still at Bayern?
1 year with a kicker, yeah.
Yeah,
so that's not going to be 200 million quid, is it?
About his wages. With his wages thrown in, he's going to be at 400 grand a week.
No, I get it, but the fact is we don't need to buy all 4 of those players' positions in the same transfer window. We just don't. We're not going to buy. We don't need a John Stones replacement next summer, do we? Let's be honest.
Depends how it breaks down.
Well, yeah, that's fair. If this year he just doesn't stay fit, but he's currently at the Euros and looking all right, so maybe he's going to have a good season. But We've still got 4 other centre-backs, by the way. So it doesn't strike me as a mad urgency next season to buy a centre-back. I think we need a right-back next year and potentially a Kevin De Bruyne replacement. And by the way, Kevin De Bruyne might stay another year after that. I don't think he will, but he might do. If he signs a new contract. And then what do you need? You say, oh, we need a Bernardo Silva replacement. Not necessarily. If Savio does well on this right-hand side and you've got Oscar Bob who does well, then you don't need a replacement for him.
No, but then that's fine. But as we've all heard before, if you're all happy with an Oscar Bob or a Savio or a McAtee or whatever to take you forward, fine. But then I don't ever want to hear, oh, look at us. We dropped down our standards because we're giving Oscar Bob and McAtee these goals. We're replacing Kevin De Bruyne with this because you know that's what will come out.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like I would only.
This is what I mean. What road do we go down?
No, but I would only have Savio and Oscar Bob as the Bernardo replacements if they're actually good enough. And that this is the year to prove it. Oscar Bob, big year for him. Sport said this a lot. Said this is a big year for Oscar Bob. Savio coming in is obviously staying with the team this year. He's not going to be loaned out. Big year. So I just think literally on that point, I don't think it's an issue.
By the way, coming in.
Yeah, you've got Echeverri coming in, potentially. Who knows? Obviously 50-50, but he's doing well at the moment in front of 80,000 fans in South America. Let's just see. But for me, I don't think the squad needs like a huge rebuild urgently. Needs a couple of players, as you do every year, and just keep it ticking over. And by the way, you look at Kyle Walker. There's no guarantee that the next Kyle Walker will be a £50 million player. City don't always operate like that. They might find someone at 20 mil, 15 mil. Might be someone in the CFG group they can get on a cheap deal. There might be someone in the academy. People.
Kanji there.
Do you know what it comes down to? I've learned
Rico Lewis.
It is no matter what. This is why we love football so much. We love the game. You're always going to get a difference of opinion. Some are going to want the superstar squad, and they want KDB replace Musiala or Ederson, and then you want him replaced. And this is why I love it. I love it because it's so across the board.
Yeah, not fact.
By the way, we made the loss on Gomez.
Yeah, no.
So it tells you we're not that bad.
Yeah. Well, the Gomez thing was from a footballing business wise point of view. It was a good deal. We spent 10 million on him. If it worked out, you could have 2x, 3x your money. It didn't work out. We lost 2 mil. It is what it is. Before I come to the super chats, this is the main part of the show. Ederson goals, your opinions, guys, and chat, give your opinions as well. Do you stick with Ortega genuinely, or do you buy a new number 1? What's your views? I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to get a drink.
Right. Oh, I don't know. Martin, do you want to go first or?
I think you'll stick with Ortega. There is a reason.
But would you?
Mine's more tactical. Would I? I don't know, because this Costa, I'll be honest with you, 4 months ago, I never heard of the guy. So I'm not going to pretend that I watched him all of a sudden. I've never watched the guy. I'd never heard of the guy before his name had even appeared. So I'm going to be honest and straight honest on that. Mygan doesn't really, I think Ortega's a better goaler.
Better suited, though, to City.
Yeah. Because I think you can. The thing is, with kicking and ball control, you can teach that. I think it's harder to teach someone's hand skills than it is their feet skills.
Right.
If that makes sense. Because we all remember Joe Hart on his left-hand side.
Yeah.
No amount of training was changing that. As much as I love Joe Hart, it was just not changing.
Yeah. No, I remember Joe Hart down at St Mary's when I went there and he just kept kicking the bloody ball out.
And poor old Bravo, no matter what you taught him, he wasn't improving.
So, to answer the question then, Martin.
We've answered it. I've said no, stick with Ortega.
So that's what you would do. Your pet.
And buy number 2. No, you must buy number 2, though.
Yeah, obviously you got to buy number 2. Tone, what would you do? Would you stick with Ortega or would you buy new number 1?
Buy new number 1. I like Ortega. I do. I think he's very good. Very, very good. But I'm a bit concerned with the way City play. He's a better shot stopper than Ederson, okay? We all know it. We've all seen it. I'm all fine with that. But the way we play, I would rather go by a new number one who has the attributes similar to Ederson, because I don't think Ortega does. There is a massive, and I mean enormous, drop-off between Ederson's not just distribution, but what he views and sees with the long pass than Ortega. Ortega looks more panicked at times to me. I'm going to get the new Ederson as somebody that is as close, a bit younger, that you can get into Ederson. Because look, if we go into new season with Ortega, it's no crisis, it's no disaster. But I want the new Ederson. That's my view.
I will say, Fabrizio did tweet, because I put it on my phone. He did say Ortega will be the number one. So
yes,
right now.
He did, but he's right. If Ederson goes, the two keepers are Carson and Ortega, so he's going to be number one. I don't know if he meant he'd be number one in future, because surely how on earth?
Think of it this way: Ortega said at the end of the season, "I want to play first team. I want to fight for first team." Dillied and dallied over his contract negotiation for ages, and then suddenly turned around and signed it. Is that not a kick in his teeth if Ederson goes, then we go and whack out a number one? Because then I think you're going to destroy Ortega from the outside in. You might as well never put him back in that again, because you'll kill him.
I don't.
You will, because Ortega sat there then going, "I've done all this. I've said to you I want the number one," and then you go on, and then when Ederson goes, because remember, this is what players are like. Look at Paul Cole Palmer was like, "Well, you've got rid of Mahrez, right? Here we go. I'm in on the right wing. Doku comes in. Oops. Bye." How does it look? Imagine you're a player. Say you're up for promotion at work, and there's a guy in front of you, and he goes, "I'm leaving," or he retires, and you're like, "Right, here I go." And then they just go and hire someone in front of you. You'd be like, "Piss off."
It would. Sorry. I've seen someone on the chat. Oh dear. LB will probably read it out. Yeah, sorry, Martin. Sorry.
Probably someone said to piss out, mate, but you know what I mean.
No, it's not you, mate. No.
I don't know, personally, right? If it's me, I would I'd buy a new number one. Personally.
Yeah.
But
I'm in your blood.
No. But you didn't let me finish. But I'm with Tone. If Ortega is the new number one, I will back it. But all I would say is, I've said this for a long time, being a number two is not the same as being a number one. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just turned out to be making mistakes or just wasn't as good as a number one. And it definitely is. It definitely is different, man. You can't tell me that being a number two and stepping in for the odd couple of games here and there is the same as being week in, week out. You know what I mean? I just don't believe it. So yeah, if it was me, I'd buy. Yeah, correct. You've got to buy someone anyway, DJ. Facts. You've got to.
What's changed the Ortega stuff? Because if I go back a month, none of this was being said about. Let's go back to the Spurs game. 4 hours after the Spurs game, nobody's saying any of this.
But riding the wave. No, that's not fair though, Martin, saying that, because you're riding the wave of a title-winning save. So of course no one's going to say it. No one. He's just potentially won us the league with the save. No one's going to sit there 2 hours later and say he's not that good, is he, Ortega? I wouldn't have him as
no, because I heard that was a lot I heard last season was Ortega deserves to be number one. Ortega deserves to be number one. And we're kind of getting there, and now it's no. But
that's what fans do. That's what we all do. You know, ultimately, when we're having conversations about things that we never think's going to happen, we all gas up this and this. But ultimately, when a decision has to be made, which is now, we have to face reality. And the reality is, everything that you've been saying about Ortega, do you actually back it? And some people have gone, I don't know if I do back it. I'd rather have a new number one. Some people, like you've gone, no, back it. I'll stick with him. And both are fine. It's just opinions, isn't it? But like, all I would say is,
I work for the club. I'm getting my paycheck tomorrow.
Mad Hatter though. How is it poor logic, bro? All I'm saying is, first of all, I've said if he is the number one goalkeeper, I'll back it. All I'm saying is, don't be surprised if he turns out to be not as good as a number one goalkeeper. That's not poor logic. That's facts. There is a difference between being a number one and number two. Oh, but he's been a number one before. What, Bielefeld? Yeah, you might have done good there. It's different when you're going for Premier Leagues, mate. It's different when you're going for Champions Leagues. Like I say, I'm not saying it's going to not work out. If I hazard a guess, it probably would. But all I'm saying is, don't be surprised if it didn't.
I hope you never meet Ortega in the street down DJ.
Well, why?
What a night out. You said I was crap. Yeah, you are. Ortega's not going to his housewarming barbecue. I can assure you of that.
No, listen.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
All I'm saying, listen, if he is our number, I'd buy a new number one, and I'll check the poll in a second. But if he is the number one, I will back it 100%.
So who would you get? All right, let's flip it. Who is on the market? Who we can do what Ederson does?
Well, first of all, who's on the market?
People have seen, by the way.
First of all, every goalkeeper in the world is on the market to this football club, or should be. We've just won 4 Premier Leagues in a row. We won the treble the year before. We have 200+ million of financial fair play PSR availability to spend.
Mm-hmm.
So every single goalkeeper in the world, yeah, probably bar Courtois, Fairs, yeah, isn't, and I won't even want Courtois, yeah, because for the way we play, I don't think he's good enough on the ball.
Definitely.
But every other goalkeeper in the world should be available to this football club. We're not some small club. You know what I mean? We've just won 4 Prems in a row. We have money to spend.
Who though?
Well, there are options. You know, you got. Obviously, we've been linked heavily with Mike Maignan at AC Milan. Diogo Costa's obviously just done pretty well for Portugal, and a lot of people like him. A lot of people say he's very, very good on the ball and could be excellent.
Who? Who's that? Costa. But people do what you just said with Ortega and him. They're riding a rave because he's done a penalty shootout.
Oh yeah, quite potentially. And to be fair, Martin, there are people who've been saying his name pre-penalty shootout. A lot of people in my chat have been saying, I'm sure your chat as well, have been saying Diego Costa.
None of my chat watch Portuguese football.
I'll
be honest with you, mate. But my chat is not that. He's not that sophisticated.
A lot of people, bro, in my chat, I've said this before.
I've got a lot of oldies, a lot more older people in my chat. Which I'm not being ageist.
He's very good on the ball, man.
I tell you what, it could be Costa. His release clause. He's got release clause just over £60 million.
No, that's what I'm asking. I want to know, is he good? I don't know, because I need to go and start watching him personally so I can make a proper judgment on him. I've not seen him.
Yeah, but this is the same thing you were just saying with Ortega being better than Ederson for some people last year. Suddenly Costa has a great penalty shootout and he's the best keeper on the planet. Get Ederson out now.
Well, apparently the difference is Costa's very, very good on the ball. Apparently, I've not seen him play.
I can't
say. I'm going off what people are saying. Maignan obviously is decent, a bit of experience. I don't know like which one I would go for. I'm just saying, me personally, I would buy a new number one. Now you can say, well, who would you pick? I don't know who I'd pick. Yeah, I'm not the football club. The football club will have scouts all over the world, and we're very aware of the best Ederson replacements. But as I say, if it is Ortega, then we'll see how he gets on. And if we're being honest, he probably does deserve a go. He probably deserves a chance. I say that. You know what I mean? He's done very well since he's been at the club. My problem is, I do think people, in my opinion, do massively like. In my opinion, the gap between Ederson and Ortega in terms of kicking out from the back is bigger than people make.
Do you think we might change that though?
What changed the way we play?
Yeah, in terms of
not a chance.
Right, do you remember the Arsenal game in the FA Cup?
Yeah, but that's one game.
Yeah, but that's why I said we might change.
Yeah, but we might change for one game. He did that at Bayern Munich.
Say we go 3 at the back.
He's still going to play short passes. He's not going to change, bro. Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If you're going to have a Savio and a Doku, do you remember how he used to do with Sterling and Sane? Bing, ball pinged out to the wing. Sane used to run onto it and go, thank you very much. Dance.
Yeah, but even still, the point is, I don't think Ortega's distribution is anywhere near the levels of Ederson. I think it's decent. Don't get me wrong. I think it's decent. I think it's okay, but like, I don't think it's mega. Now, to be fair, I am comparing him against probably the best goalkeeper on the ball in the world. Do you know what I mean? In Ederson, so it's probably an unfair comparison. And if we didn't have Ederson and Ortega come in after Bravo or something, we'd probably be like, oh yeah, distribution's mint. So he's being compared against the best, but
I just think we will. If you've gone with the Savio and Doku, I think we'll change.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just want to say, just to, if Ederson goes and Ortega is the number one, the bottom line in my view is City are weaker, and that shouldn't happen. That's the fundamental reason behind getting another number one, and I'm with LB on that. Is in my view we are weaker.
To be fair though, Tom, to sort of like not just be completely biased to my own opinion, anyone that we buy will be worse than Ederson.
Yeah, no, fair.
So we'll still be weaker. Like I'm trying to be fair here. Like no matter who you buy, unless you got Courtois and properly changed up the way you played, yeah, you're gonna be weaker. Like that's just a fact. So I'm saying I want to buy a new number one because that's the way I'd go. But even if we got what's it called, Costa, if you got Mainan, like until they play and have a season, I'm still going to assume that goalkeeper will be weaker. So it's an unfortunate situation. Let's see what the club do. The journalists right now are saying it is going to be Ortega is going to be the new number one. So we're going to have to buy a new number two anyway. Who that's going to be, don't know. I imagine they'll probably try and pick out another Ortega on a free transfer, given how that went. But yeah, listen, it's a bit of a shame that we're in this position. Should City have acted sooner in previous years, giving Ederson a pay rise and a new contract? Yeah. Yes, I definitely think they probably should have done. We probably put ourselves in a bit of a bad situation. But at the end of the day, players don't stay forever. You know what I mean? And players do leave. And
they did say for players to come in, which as we've always said has been true, players to come in, players had to go out.
Yeah.
And by out, the first team squad had to go out to get people in. And I know this is the thing. I get it. It's now, it isn't a Phillips. It isn't a Cancelo. You're back to the Gundigans again. I get it hurts because we all get emotional and we all get attached to these players. But City are not stupid. This is not a B team Boxall conference, guys. They are going to have plans. The way I'm looking upon it is if Pep Guardiola's going to start this little refresh we're doing, that tells me Pep's clearly staying then. So I'm looking at it in a very positive light of if I want anyone to do this refresh, it's Pep Guardiola. And I'm taking it and I'm running with it. I'd be more worried if Pep goes, nah, I ain't bothered about signing anyone. Do whatever you want. See ya. I'm out of here in 12 months.
Yeah.
If Pep's willing to go, right, let's get a little bit of a rebuild going. Thanks very much. Because if Ederson doesn't want to be here, then, like you said, there's the exit door.
So long as we get the fee that's right.
Yeah.
Because you can't, you can't have the, we'll let you leave. we'll let you leave.
He's going to open the can of worms again. I'm not doing it over. We're arguing over 10 million quid that we can do in an add-on. That's why I'm not doing
no, but hang on a minute, but before you were speaking about because you just said, but we're arguing about 10 million quid. But then the whole point you made before about having to sell players and get money and not leave them on a free is for PSR purposes. So
that's why we do sell-ons. That's why we do buybacks. That's why we do percentages. If you not notice, you look at that Gomez deal. We did 3 separate things to gain money out of it. We've just made 8.5 million out of Douglas Luiz, who's not ever kicked a ball for us.
Yeah,
we made 11 million quid out of Jaden. I'm a pain in the ass Sancho, and he did now.
Yeah. Also, there's no linear.
This is how City do make the money back.
There's nothing linear anyway with transfer fees and stuff. Look, Anthony's 95 million, so who knows what anyone's worth anymore. I do that completely through me. Maguire's 85 million. It's all daft anyway. It's all, I don't know what point I'm trying to make. Just whatever he moves for, whatever, because the whole thing's bloody weird anyway.
See, because that's the thing, like Mario's put, he can't leave us with an A squad like Ferguson did. So sometimes I think Cheeky's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't sometimes. If he leaves it and everyone ages out and Pep walks out, we're in a Fergie situation. Or he starts to rebuild now.
Yeah, I'm going to say something controversially, right? Can I just quickly say, and I'm probably going to be wrong, and I'll probably be wrong later today, and it'll all break through. I still think he'll stay. So I just want to say that. I still now think Ederson will stay.
I hope he does.
It's only a bluff. It's only a
Not
bluff.
for this long.
Well, it's not. No, it's only a bluff if City are not offering him the proper wage.
Yeah.
And you've heard
City-
nothing. You've heard
City-
nothing about
City
any
should be offering him,
negotiations.
top money, top cash, 200 plus easy all day long. Yeah, and that's still well below some of the other goalkeepers in Europe, right? So it all depends on what we're offering him.
Yeah, I just got a feeling, and look, I've been wrong, and I've been wrong many. The Doku thing, people still give me shit about. I just, which Martin well knows,
Don't mention Saturday.
I still think he will stay. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Yeah,
if we sign
personally,
Salah,
I think he goes.
I'm looking off the rest of the bloody time.
Yeah,
I think he goes. I think it's going too long and down the line for this not to be true anymore.
Yeah.
And also, he made that very stupid cryptic clue on Instagram as well, didn't he? Nobody knows but me, or whatever it was. What does that meant to mean?
Well, it means nothing, doesn't
Give
it?
me a clue.
It's a post that means nothing. Like, it tells us nothing. Doesn't tell us that he wants to leave. It doesn't tell us that he wants
That's
to
what I mean.
stay.
So why come out with it?
Why? Because he's having a bit of fun with us. He's having a bit of fun with us, man. That's what I'd do if I was a football player.
I love the way someone's like,
media,
every player's happy as
this.
Larry in the City camp, and they're all
Haaland did it.
very roses.
Haaland did it, no? Haaland was taking pictures of like loads of different kits. Hazard did it before he joined Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm joining a team in blue, and it's like, oh, who's he fucking joining? Virgil van Dijk, before he joined Liverpool, was wearing City kits and wearing other kits. Like, players are just having a bit of fun, man.
Have you heard anything on a contract negotiation, Tom?
For who? Sorry. Only earlier around March, April time that they were planning to talk, and then nothing at all.
And that's why I'm worried, because we have heard there is nothing gone out about even sitting down with him.
What that means is City have offered him a contract, yeah, and we're waiting to see what he says about it. We're definitely not offered him a contract, right? He's on 2 years left. We've not said no, we're not offering you a new contract. No way. So we've offered him a contract, and we're waiting to see what. And he's gone, right, cheers. I'll think about it, and I'll potentially leave.
Comes back. Can you make 600k a week?
Well, this is where the bluffing comes in. You know what I mean? The thing is, right, the whole money situation, yeah, is like the money's big, right? But not everyone wants to live in Saudi Arabia. Not everyone wants to live in England. You know, people don't want to live in certain parts of the world, right? So he's got this offer of 600 grand a week or whatever it is, yeah? But he might not want to go. So he might now go back to City and say, well, listen, I've been offered 600 grand. If you offer me 300, then I'll stay. And the City have got to make that decision of giving him 300 grand or not. Or Ederson's then got to lower his expectation even more. City play hardball and say, no, 200 is the max. That's all we're offering. Who gives way first? Does he say, right, you know what, I am going to go Saudi, fuck it? Or does he go, okay, I'll come down to 200k? Yeah. But City have definitely offered him a contract, 100%. It's about how much they've offered him. And does he want to go Saudi? But the thing is that he's got to think about is he's only 30 years old. He's got another 5 years minimum at top level. Does he want to go Saudi at 30? Maybe he wants the cash. He could go Saudi and stay there for 8 years and have generational wealth. We could be hit by a meteor. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good having generational wealth, mate. Yeah, if we get hit by a massive rock in 2 years' time, yeah, having £1 billion in the bank ain't going to help you. It's true. It's true.
Please go in the boardroom, LB. Go in the boardroom. Sign that contract. You don't leave. You may get hit by a bus on the way out. Don't go anywhere.
No, is that not true or not? How many times do you read a newspaper and says, "Oh, we're going to get hit by a rock tomorrow"? It's like we don't get hit by a rock. So you can have all these generational wealth. He can have his sons, like wealth covered. Yeah, going into like the year 3000. At the end of the day,
coming to the earth, I ain't bothered about what I made at that point. I'm just about to have fun.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So at what point does money just become like? Do you get
I don't know. KDB keeps spouting on about generational wealth and his great grandchildren.
Yeah, but he's going to do it for a couple of years, man. The point is with Ederson's only 30 years old. KDB's going to be 34 next year, so he's only got a couple of years left. So if he leaves City next year and goes Saudi for 2 years, chilling, get it. What, Ederson's going to go Saudi for 8 years? 8 years? Does he need that?
I think Ederson will retire a lot earlier than people think. I think this is part of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's get money for 2 or 3 years and then ditch. Because listen, I don't think he's getting back in the Brazil proper team anymore. Not at 30, 31. And if he goes to Saudi, that's definitely a give up of it.
yeah,
It doesn't seem a guy who'll go to 38, 39.
but he's not the most overworked keeper. He must be still fit as
No,
a
but it's the
fiddle.
amount of times he gets kicked in the head and concussed in seasons. So he's
that
probably
is true.
thinking, his doctors probably said, you're done at 33. Don't relax, son. Your head can't say. How many times has Ederson been smacked in the head since he's been at Setter?
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
you can't take any more smacks.
I think we need a little bet, a little wager, not money or anything, just a little wager between us if Ederson stays or goes. And I think he stays. I think he will be with us next season.
Nah, I don't think he's going to stay. I think he's going.
I think we said the Etihad for the whenever game was free.
I'm hope. Listen, I do have some hope still that he stays, because if he stays, he has the chance to become the record appearances in the Premier League. Yeah, for a goalkeeper, he has the chance to become City's most played player of all time. I'd imagine if he stays for another 5, 6, 7, 8 years, or whatever. He has the chance. Some people might say he's already done it to become City's greatest ever goalkeeper. Some people might say he's already achieved that. He has the chance to win the most Premier Leagues, probably of any other player than maybe like Giggs and that, because he's already won 5 or 6. So there's still a lot, and by the way, he's still going to get paid a lot of money. So there's still a lot of incentives for Ederson to stay at City, but a lot of the incentives are sporting. Oh yeah, okay, if we can double his wage, we can give him 200k, but really 200k compared to 600k tax free in Saudis, it's not great comparison. But what we can offer him is mad sporting incentives. But is that enough?
Like what?
Like what?
Yeah, because he's won everything.
I just read them all out.
He won everything though.
So City's most paid player of all time, the most appearances for a goalkeeper in the Premier League history. He could become.
No, I agree with you. I'm just not sure because we care about that.
No, that's the point I'm making. That's the point. He might not care. But that's what I say. City can offer that. City can sit him down and say, "Look at all these things that you could achieve."
Yeah, but this is my point. I keep saying that players are not City fans.
No, it's not about City fans. They don't care about Matt, it's about legacy.
No,
No. Right. So basically, yeah, if he becomes City's most paid player of all time, or the most paid goalkeeper of all time, right, his name is going to be up there in 40 years, 50 years, 60, 100 years. Your name will still be there. You know when you're watching Match of the Day, it's like top.
I think his name's already there. I think he's already got his name in.
No, but in terms of stats. So it's always.
I don't think he cares.
I'm not saying he will. I'm saying
look at that table. Look where I am.
City could offer that to him.
600k a week and a 30 million pound signing on fee or stats. Which one am I jumping on here?
You might get hit by a meteor. So at the end of the day,
I love it. LB's like clinging. Please, anything. I'll give you a lifetime McDonald's pass.
Well, that's what City have to do. That though, City don't have 600 grand a week tax free that we can give him. So we have to offer him other stuff.
Is anyone worried we could be in this? And do not want to panic anyone. Does anyone think one day we're going to end up with this with Rodra? Where they're just going to think they can.
That's a whole new kind of fish. Can I come to these super chats first, mine?
Yeah,
and then we'll speak about your disaster scenarios.
No, I'm just
meet your thing.
It's crazy. Okay, let's have a look what you guys are saying. I apologize for the delay on these guys. MCFC says, told me in the replies last night seemed bullish on Musiala. Is a possibility this summer if Kev leaves. Also, there's some crap journalists that said we want Theo Hernandez. I think it was AI, no?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, AI. It was the MEN took it from AI, and some French journalist jumped on it and said, "Oh yeah, City want him."
I got told he was on the list though. That AI, it was crap AI, but it was on the list.
Theo Hernandez. I very much doubt we signed a left back this summer when we've got
no way.
Cardio. I very much doubt that's happened. I don't think we're going to sign Musiala this summer. I'll be very, very surprised if that happens. I don't think
if KDB
KDB come out a few days ago and said he doesn't really want to leave this summer, no?
But he came out yesterday and said something different.
What did he say yesterday?
About his great grandmother when it was the day before about the generational wealth of this, because that's what Tommy said. Tommy said he keeps changing it.
Well, I think he said that all in the same interview, didn't he? He said, da-da-da, stay and all that, and then said,
they're doing what they normally do and breaking it up in 15 parts and bringing it out day by day.
Yeah, I think it's the same interview. But just to say, yeah, KDB is likely not to go, but if he went, then Musiala, they're going to have to throw money at someone because De Bruyne has to be replaced by a world-class.
100%.
He has to be.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm just trying to find what did Tolman say yesterday. Carry on. No, I'll look for it.
Yeah, big up MCSC. Yeah, I don't think we're getting Musiala this year, bro. Not a chance, if I'm being honest with you. Osmodius put it 8 months, says in regards to the Saudis coming for players, if they have conviction to pay Ederson 60 mil for the club, they can pay on both ends, says Osmodius. 60 mil, is that, well, is that, if that's euros, that's what, about 50 odd mil? That's the minimum I would expect for that. And they have the money. And they paid that money before for worse players. So we're not being ridiculous in saying that. Big up Osmodius for the 8 months. Could be seriously slacking this summer. It's early days, bro. So I said this, you can only really judge them at the end of the transfer window, in my view. You can be concerned as the way it's going and that, but you can only really judge them at the end of the transfer window.
Yeah, but look, I get it, and people get frustrated and stuff. But all we know so far is Gomez is gone. Now, that to me, that's not slacking or anything. So yeah, like you said, judge a bit later on. It's still early.
The only time I'll say we've effed up is if we don't sign a backup for Rodri. That's it.
Spot on. You've got to remember, if Phil Foden plays sat there, and by the way, I'm using, God forbid, and does his ACL halfway through the game, it changes your whole transfer window round. Karl Ward goes out and does it.
What are you, Mr. Doom?
No, what I'm saying is,
if he gets an ACL, if Rodri in the same position with Rodri.
The point I'm making is, yeah. You got to look at where we're going to be. I think there'll be no movement till after the Euros. So, you know, who's fit, who's ready. Because you might have a deal lined up for a player to go out and then he gets injured and that deal's done.
All I'll say is, Martin, I've got one thing to say to you.
You go in prison. You go in prison. And you're getting named and shamed.
Sorry. Says the man who wants to hit a meter in the bloody earth. Forget about Ederson on 600 grand a week. You're getting killed off like the dinosaurs, son.
Science,
Jurassic Park.
Science. Let me continue with these super chats, man. Big up to Darcy, says, boys, do you genuinely believe we'll sign another player if no one else leaves, excluding Eddie? For me, it's less likely that we will. Would be bad, no. Like I say, we have to sign a Rodri replacement. We have to. We have no one that can play there. And for people, again, for people that are saying, oh, we could get away with it with Kovacic, we're not talking about getting away with it against the bottom teams. We're talking about if Rodri was out for a couple of games against the big teams, Arsenal, just like he was last year, do we have anyone that could play there? The fact is, Rodri got suspended last year. We lost all 3 games. Facts. We lost against Newcastle, lost against Wolves, lost against Arsenal. Facts. I'm only speaking facts here. Yeah, so we have to buy someone. Now, apparently, what? Kimmich is now going PSG or something? What's this? This is news to me. Where's this?
Yeah, it's been reported in a few places. I think Fabrizio said it this morning as well that Paris are the favourites to get
PSG have gone
that to me makes sadly does make some sense, to be honest.
Okay, if he goes there, I'm genuinely asking the question: could we strike a deal for Fabian Ruiz or Vitinha? Because I like those 2 players. Don't know if they can play DM. I'm asking the question genuinely. Because Fabian Ruiz, fantastic player. I've liked him for a long time pre-Euros. He's having a fantastic Euros. And Vitinha, top player. Could we strike a deal for one of those 2 players? And if we could they play DM? Genuine question. Don't know. What do you reckon?
Yeah, possible. I wouldn't count Bruno G going back in for him out either, totally. But yeah, the other 2 lads, yeah. Why not?
I think Bruno's over. I think that's done. He won't push it. I've been told he won't push it.
Yeah,
he won't do what's required to get out of Newcastle.
No, that's right. Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. So to answer the question, Darcy, we will sign someone, but we will have to sign a DM.
Which is annoying because you agree terms, do all that donkey work, and then turn around and go, "But what? I'll leave nicely." What is this? Carnival? Where's your ambition, son?
I mean, He's at Newcastle, bro. They're
Don't have the meeting with City then.
Huh?
Don't go and meet City and Arsenal, and then you want to go, oh, you're just using people then, man.
Yeah. Buxton says here, Adam Wharton. And that's, he's been told me as well. That's another one.
If he was called Whartinho, Brazilian, they'd be all over him.
I just think Wharton is like.
I nearly said it.
I know, I almost said it then, bro.
No,
I just don't see that happening, man. And again, how much do you think Palace are going to sell this guy for? They're going to want 60 mil.
Yeah.
Anyone we buy 60 mil.
Yeah, but they're not going to buy. They're not going to buy Wharton for 60 mil when he's paid.
We are going to need homegrown, by the way, soon. I know everyone's going to laugh. Oh, Martin's homegrown. We are going to need to buy a homegrown player soon.
Correct, but they're not going to spend 60 mil on a guy that's paid 16 Premier
All
League.
right, I really throw one at you here. Oh, no, I'm leaving it because I'll get killed.
No,
go
on.
I'm here for the content, so send it.
What would you do if Calvin tries to redeem himself back?
No.
Listen, before you all throw it at me,
You go in prison. You go in prison, and you're getting named and shamed.
I knew that was why I didn't want to say it.
There's absolutely not a chance that'll happen.
Yeah, there is more.
Have you got a buyer? You got a buyer? Someone coming in.
He'll be loaned again. He'll be loaned now for the rest of his contract, probably, just like Cancelo will.
Yep.
There's not a chance, bro.
Don't ever moan at me about letting plays out for free.
Yeah, and there's no way I saw some at 20 million.
We have charity.com.
Bro, no one is going to pay actual real money for Calvin Phillips. And I'm not trying to be nasty to it. No one's going to do it. He's just gone to West Ham and been shocking. No one in the right mind is going to pay any money for Calvin Phillips. Not a chance. It'll be a loan.
Yeah, and there was a thing saying 20 mil. I don't know where that from Roma or someone. I don't know who said it. I can't remember. And I'm not discounting what they said, but I would be absolutely amazed if anyone pays 20 million. Somebody said to me, would you take it? You bloody kidding. I genuinely would take. I'm going to low and low say 5
driving
million.
into the airport.
I would take 5 million for him just to get his contract and wage off the books. I would. If someone said, Roma said, we'll give you 5, I'd say, right, good.
Yeah, I know there's clubs in Germany, Italy want him. There are clubs.
Which is where he should have gone the first time. Well, the best thing that we can hope for, by the way, we can still salvage a decent situation out of the Calvin Phillips deal. We need to loan him, hope he has a good year, and then he's still going to be worth a lot of money because he's English, he's still fairly young. We'll get a decent price back. If he would have gone to West Ham this year and done well, we probably would have got our £40 million back because it's English tax, isn't it? You just need him to have one good year. Unfortunately, he went to West Ham and did really bad. So send him to Italy, where the game's probably more suited to him right now. Hope he has a good year. You'll sell him next year. That's not what you're not going to be able to sell him now. I'd be very surprised if anyone. Oh, apparently he's 29. Well, I didn't think he was that old.
I heard Dortmund was sniffing round a loan for him. I think it was Dortmund for him, which would be a good move. Get him out and go and try and do it over in Germany because, like you said, that West Ham move was a disaster. You remember when he come on at Newcastle, West Ham were 3-1 up, and everybody said with 20 minutes to go, Newcastle win 4-3 now.
Yeah, definitely. He cost him. Let me go to somebody's chat. Big up Science Silver says charity club is embarrassing. Jeez, a lot of City fans not happy with some of the stuff that's going on right now with some of the transfer activity. I think we got to wait it out a little bit and see what happens by the end of the transfer window. I think it's a little bit too soon, but let's see what happens. Big up Wolves just with a super chat, bro. No message, but I appreciate the donation nonetheless. LB, I missed you, brother. You well? LB, when are you moving to your new house? Mr. Tone, I like your joyful personality. Mr. Tone, are you single and available? Tone, are you made of copper and tellurium as you are QT? Tone, are you made of fire as you're very hot?
Hey, can I just say,
Mr. Tone, remember me to your last breath, please. Mr. Martin, what if I marry Mr. Tone?
No, because I know that. I've been keeping up to who that real person is, so no, you don't really want.
No,
oh, man. Oh, these chats, man.
Christ alive, that did throw me during the show, I will say. But I will say, I know Donna whoever is a fan of LB.
Donna whoever you are.
I don't want LB getting jealous and beating me up next time.
No. You're more than welcome, Tone. Honestly,
Beating you up. LB's sending you the details. He's white in red.
Dear me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donna, for the super chats.
It's
Tone
only
will
half
message
two. We're
you
not the
privately.
watershed, lads.
Yeah, I know. Mario says Kimmich and Maignan would be a decent summer for me. Plus Savio, of course. Don't forget him, Mario. Obviously Maignan if Ederson leaves.
I cannot wait to see Savio.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Savio. Kimmich would be great as well. I think that's just a low risk option. But people are telling me now he's going PSG.
I'll send you a video from Florida.
I don't know. Where we go from there, as Martin talks about Florida yet again. House. Jimmy Fivechin says, pick one. Ramsdale, Emi Martinez, Costa. It wouldn't be Ramsdale, no chance.
I like Martinez. I do like it.
He's not good on the ball. He's not great on the ball, though. He's not great on the ball. He's really not great on the ball.
I'm not bothered about being on the ball. What do you want? Kicking? Hands? What? What do you mean good on the ball? Hands or feet?
Feet.
Yeah,
I can't believe we're judging goalies on feet now.
We've got Pep Guardiola as our manager. What are you talking about?
No, I know, but I'm just like Ortega's not shit with his feet.
No, he's not. But he's not elite. He's good.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. The guy United bought was elite with his feet. He's absolutely crap.
Correct. Which is why I said before, there's no guarantee who you buy would be better than Ortega. Which is why, as Tone said, if we stick with Ortega, I understand it. And I back
yeah, that's right. That's why I watched it because Onana, was it Onana? That just scares me 70 odd million on him, and he was garbage.
Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my name? Listen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
United fans have been trying to forget his name.
No, but that's why I think this goalkeeper situation is a very difficult call. Because you've got Ortega, who's done well, but he's done well as a number 2, and that is different to transferring it into number 1. I don't care what anyone says. I would potentially look at buying a new number 1, but then the new number 1 might be worse than Ortega. And then you could go shell out 60 mil on a new number 1, and he could be worse than Ortega. Then you swap Ortega to number 1. You got a £60 million goalkeeper on the bench.
Oh no, you already peeved Ortega off by sacking him off and going back to number 1.
And that's why I think it's really difficult position that City are in. And if I'm being honest, I think City will stick with Ortega as a number 1 because there's too many. The risks that you've just mentioned, or I just mentioned, are there legitimately. I just don't think it's an easy situation to be in right now.
I just hope Ederson sorts his head out and signs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
to answer this question, it would probably be Costa, even though I've never seen him play. I don't know who I'd go for, bro. I don't know.
I'm going to stick a name in tomorrow and just see if everyone starts following it.
Yeah, just do it, man.
Throw a name out there.
The reason I say that is because Ramsdale's not good enough. Emi Martinez isn't good enough on the ball. Costa apparently has both of them, but I don't know, man. I don't know, honestly. It's fucking fucked. Let me continue. Steve says, if he goes, I won't hold it against him. He saved us in the Champions League final, deserves respect. 100%. Anyone criticising him for leaving, in my opinion, is bang out of order, man. Bang out of order. He's been here a long time. He's done really well. He's been one of City's greatest ever goalkeepers. Some might say he is the greatest ever goalkeeper. To slag him off because he's going taking generational wealth, in my opinion, is not right. So I'm completely with you there, Steve. Back 100%. Bringing back Trafford to back up Ortega will check that homegrown box.
Not a 40 million, it won't.
He's already gone to Newcastle, don't know.
No, they pulled the plug.
Oh, maybe they'll go back. What's the buyback? 40 mil?
No, they've signed 2 goalies.
Who have?
Newcastle.
No, but what's our buyback on Trafford?
For just under 40, I believe.
Well, we can't be spending that based on what.
That's what I mean. No,
oh no,
that's too much. That's too much.
Because I know he's got. I know he's got a relegation clause for Burnley, but the problem Newcastle had is they agreed 15, then our 20% sell on kicked in, so Burnley went right. We want 20 to 25, and even Newcastle didn't want to pay that. They ended up going for John Ruddy instead.
Jeez. What, the Ruddy guy who's at Norwich?
Yeah, they've signed John Ruddy.
He's still playing football. What?
And
how old is he?
Who was the Greek keeper that Forest bought last Jan?
Oh,
Go on. It is a question for 5. Get his name out.
yeah.
Newcastle have signed him as part of the Elliot Anderson deal.
Trafford's not the one, by the way. He's a young lad. He may improve, but if you're not starting for Burnley, he should not be anywhere.
If Ortega's been the number 1, we'll probably sign a goalkeeper that most people have never heard of.
Yeah.
Like we did with Ortega and stuff.
Like we did with Ortega,
Yes.
yeah.
100%. Because if you get someone that's worth, like everyone knows, they're probably going to be worth upwards of 20 mil. We're not going to buy a goalkeeper for 20 mil to sit on the bench.
And
So
you've already got, as a backup, you've already got Carson. That's why Carson sticks around.
Who's the kid at Lazio that was linked with?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I know.
My mate wasn't happy with him.
Who's the goalkeeper? Lazio. Chat.
Someone in the chat will know.
Because I know they were after the Roma. They were looking at the Roma guy. Salas. What's he called? Salas.
Mandas. Christos Mandas. We've been linked with. Apparently, actually, last week, an Italian paper said that we'd made a bid on him.
Oh, right.
Of like 3 mil, but they wanted 10. Now, no one really spoke about it because it was like some Italian paper. Everyone thought it was BS. But
apparently he's signed a new deal.
Who was?
I know it's about Costa. The guy, is it Mandas? Is he signed a new deal?
Has he signed a new deal? Well, okay, so.
See, someone's put Mandas. I like him, but he would want to be number 1.
Yeah. Asmodeus, I don't think it's going to be Trafford, bro, to be honest with you. But yeah, would check the homegrown box, I suppose. Would be obviously English quota. LB's getting married. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not getting married, bro. So I don't know why I say that, innit? Fake news, misinformation. And I appreciate the further chats. So thank you very much. Right, okay, gonna wrap it up, guys, because we've been live an hour and a half, and I don't want to take too much of these guys' time. So yeah, there we go. Why are you laughing, man?
Just your reaction.
Fake news. No, I'm not.
Thanks for the way you said, no, I'm not. I don't know what you're on about. Fake news, right?
But it's fake news. It is fake news.
Oh,
it's factually fake.
I've got to say, LB, before you do sign off here, what a show this has been, mate. I have not laughed during a stream like this.
No, we've had meteors falling from the earth. Alex, do you sound him on it because meteors are coming in, destroying us.
It's been brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
I got to go because my house is falling down, and I got to go and try and fix it.
He's got a meteor about to hit it, so he needs to get out.
Nah, I'm genuinely going to take the super chat money, go buy some bricks just to help it stop falling over, man. Because it's
get one of them underground shelters.
Is he on? He's on the wind up today, isn't it?
Big time.
He's actually on the wind up. He's come onto this show today. Pissed.
You know what it is? I've had no sleep. I'm literally on 30 hours up at the minute. I am on no sleep, and I've still got 2 more shows today. I'm gonna drop at some point.
Yeah, this is Martin's last ever show. He's getting hit by a meteor. Right, guys, gonna wrap it up, man. Big up to everyone in the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, give us your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. If you're the freeloaders on X, big up to you guys as well. Make sure you give us a follow. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter. Follow freeloaders. Well. Yeah, MCFC Talk on Twitter, and follow Martin, Horsey City, and Mancunian Way on the YouTube. Guys, enjoy the rest of your day. It's Friday. Friday then. No, I'm not going to do that because let's just end the show, guys. Yeah, let's just end the show. Goodbye.